indictment, another high-profile case we've been following. Luigi Mangione is now facing federal charges in the killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in December. A federal grand jury indicting Mangione on 4 counts, including murder through use of a firearm and stalking. Attorney General Pam Bondi has directed prosecutors to seek the death penalty in this case. Mangione was already facing state murder charges in New York. Let's bring in defense attorney Misty Marris to discuss more of this. Hey, Misty, so what does this new federal indictment mean for the case against Mangione?
So this really kicks off the federal case, Anna. It's the first step. It means a grand jury is convened and determined there is probable cause. Now, that's the lowest standard in the law. Probable cause that these particular crimes were committed and the person that committed them was Luigi Mangione. The next step will be an arraignment. It's likely for him to plead not guilty. We'll probably get some insight into scheduling because keep in mind, this federal case is on a parallel track with state-level murder charges as well. So this is really the beginning of the federal process on these particular charges, which are death penalty eligible.
Right. Even before the indictment was announced, we had heard from the Attorney General that they were going to pursue the death penalty against Mangione. So what does that tell you about the aggressive case federal prosecutors appear to be planning?
Definitely a very aggressive case, Anna, and that was an unusual move. And one of the reasons that was cited by the defense to say the death penalty should be thrown out. And it was because, well, Mangione at the time, Pam Bondi made those public announcements and what's called extrajudicial statements, meaning outside of court. He had not yet been indicted. So they say that that prejudiced the whole process of the grand jury. And also that the defense hadn't had the opportunity to present what's called mitigating evidence to the Capital Committee. Capital Committee at the DOJ analyzes whether or not death penalty is appropriate in certain cases. So the defense has come out strong against that, what they call a premature announcement of the death penalty. And that's an issue that is likely to be in a hearing coming up. The prosecutors have responded, Pam Bondi responded saying, we have complete discretion in how to pursue the case, and the defense is going to have one final shot to make an argument against that. So that's a hotly contested issue. And Anna, you can tell the federal government, the DOJ, they are vigorously pursuing this case.
Yeah, and I'm sure you'll be vigorously defended, too. I know his attorney has a big reputation here in the New York area. How do you expect the state case to move forward in light of this new federal indictment?
So when these cases were first filed and when the charges came down, there had been an agreement that the state case would proceed first. Now, that's not something that is really written in stone because it's more like a gentleman's agreement. And usually what happens is the federal government prosecutors and the state level prosecutors really try and logistically coordinate on that front. Death penalty cases, now we know for sure federal government's going to seek the death penalty. That's what prosecutors are going for. They're incredibly complicated. They take more time, usually a year or more to get into court. So it seems like till we hear something different, the state case is poised to move forward first. That being said, I could see a world, given how aggressive the prosecution is going on the federal level, where they try and usurp and move their case forward faster. But that's a wait and see at this point.
All right, Misty Marris, thank you so much for joining us. Hope you have a wonderful weekend.